In today's video, I'm unboxing and giving you guys my review of the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra. Man, that's a mouthful. Up next. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and on this channel I do smartwatch tech reviews and more. And today I'm checking out the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra. Recently, Mobvoi, the company that makes Ticwatch, reached out to me and said, do you want to check out the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra? And so they have sent me this for my unboxing and review. I've done other Ticwatch reviews on this channel, and as always, I want to give you guys my honest thoughts and experience using this watch. I want to show you guys all the features, what you can do with this, and then give you my final thoughts at the end of this video. So let's jump into it. So let's take a look at the Ticwatch Pro 3, and this is the Ultra GPS. If we jump to the back of the box, just highlighting some of the quick things on here. Features the Qualcomm Snapdragon 4100 platform chip, has a military standard 810G, up to 72 hours of battery in smart mode, 45 days in essential mode, 20 plus professional workout modes, IP68 waterproof and swim suitable. Features Google Assistant, the IHB AFib detection, built-in GPS, dual display with customized colorful backlight, high-density heart rate, stress, and sleep tracking. Features Google Pay and 1,000 plus watch faces on the Google Play Store. So let's open this up. So right out of the sleeve, we've got the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra Quick Guide. This kind of outlines some of the features, and then if you want more information on services, it's got a QR code that you can scan. And there it is in all its glory, the Pro 3 Ultra GPS edition of the Ticwatch. Just kind of pops out, and there we have it. So you can kind of take a quick look at the watch's front, and let's take a look at the back. You can see all the sensors and our charging port, and a quick look at the band itself. All right, you ready? Always fun to just peel off the sticker. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. It's got all the different minute ticks going all the way around the bezel there. Also included in the box, we have our charger cable, so it is USB, and this looks like the standard Ticwatch port that magnetizes to the back of the watch. And also included in the box is the product safety information guide. And that is it. And real quick, as we do in all the videos on this channel, we've hidden Tinker. Tinker's our little hidden robot, and he's gonna briefly pop up somewhere during this video. He looks just like this guy on my shirt. If you happen to spot Tinker popping up, take note of the timestamp or the amount of time into this video that you spotted Tinker popping up, and be the first person to let me know the correct timestamp down in the comments section below. And if you're that person, I'll put your name on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page, as well as I will give you a shout out in one of my future videos. So I went ahead and used the charger to charge up the watch, and now with it fully charged, I held the power button in for a couple of seconds, and that powered on the watch. From this point, it's having me choose a language, so we're going to choose English. And then it says here, keeping your trust by protecting your personal information. Please read all the contents of this page. We're not going to do all that right here, but essentially we're going to scroll all the way down. If you want to read their privacy policy or their terms of service, you can do that. I'm just going to choose that I have read it. So on my Android phone, and this will work on an Apple phone as well, just go into your Apple Store. Either device, you're going to search for this Wear OS by Google, and I've already got that installed on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. From here it says, welcome, let's set up your new watch. On my watch, as I scroll down from this menu where it said that I should look for Wear OS, it says, in the Wear OS app, connect this watch to the, connect to this watch, which is the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra PE97. So on my phone, I'm going to agree to the terms, and then I can see on my list of different devices, these are all different devices popping up. The first one here is the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra PE97. So I am going to tap on that. And then it's got the message here, connecting to the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra. So we'll let this do its thing. Then it gives me a Bluetooth pairing code, and I want to make sure this matches what's on the watch. It does, so I'm going to have it allow access to my contacts and call history as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit pair on my phone. Then from this point, the watch says it's connected, and it's getting my watch details. This is going to take a few minutes, so we'll let it continue with going through its setup. So from this point, it had me choose what Google accounts I wanted to copy over to my watch, probably because this is an Android device. So I chose those particular accounts, and now it's copying that information over. Now it just had me go through another verification, and it's going through the process of copying my accounts. And so from this point, it says accounts have been copied. Stay connected to Wi-Fi so I can get my notifications, send messages, and use apps on the go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. It says chat with friends, manage calls, sync your contacts, and send messages from your watch. It's also enabling Wi-Fi on the watch as well. We're going to click next. Allow Wear OS by Google to access your phone call logs. I am going to allow that. I'm going to allow it to access my contacts. I'm going to allow it to make and manage phone calls. And I'm going to allow it to send and view text messages. I'm also going to have it sync my phone's calendar. We're going to allow that. I'm going to give it location access. It says here, your watch may use the location from your phone or the watch GPS if available. So we're going to click next. And we are now done with setup. It says you are all set. So let's hit done. And now we get the main dashboard for the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra GPS. So let's take an overview look at this watch. It is a stainless steel build, and it does have two physical buttons that are on the right side. There is a little hole over here, and that is going to be for the microphone. On the left side, there are no buttons. There are a couple of spots here. That is for the speaker on the watch. As I just tap this top right button, that is going to bring up whatever the main watch screen is going to be showing, whatever watch face you currently have installed. So let's take a closer look at the watch strap. It's pretty heavy duty. It's got some thickness to it. It does have the little pins on the back where you just use your finger to push that in, and then that releases the band. So you just kind of pop that out, and that allows you to switch out the bands. So in pulling some measuring tape out, I'm measuring my wrist. I've got roughly about a 7-inch wrist. I would say I've got pretty average wrist. Let's go ahead and throw on the watch. So with the watch on my wrist, with the band that it came with, 1, 2, 3, I'm on the 4th hole, and I still have quite a bit left of the band. This is how it's going to look on my wrist, and it's got a pretty good feel to it. You know, with it having that stainless steel build, I thought it might be kind of heavy on my wrist. It's honestly not bad. So I'm just doing a quick comparison between the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra and the Ticwatch Pro 3. They have the same size displays. The bands are different. This is a fluoro rubber band that comes on the Pro 3 Ultra, whereas this is a silicone band that really looks almost leather that comes on the Ticwatch Pro 3 version. But you can kind of see the comparison between the two watches. I would say both displays have about the same brightness. If we turn the watches over, they both seem to have the same sensor layout, the same charging port in the same spot. Both of these watches feature the 22mm bands, and I did just go through and swap the bands out. So if you have a Ticwatch Pro 3 and for some reason are getting the Ultra version, you have the ability where you can swap the watch bands from one watch to another, and they are going to fit. So I want to show you both of the watches side by side. They both feature the dual display. So the Ticwatch Pro 3, which is the older version, when you tilt your wrist, essentially that's going to light up that display. You'll notice that they've enhanced that backlight on the Pro 3 Ultra. So by just kind of flicking your wrist, those are going to light up. So that is a little bit more vibrant, easier to read on the Pro 3 Ultra. What else is neat is they've given you the option now where you'll notice this is kind of a blue backlight display. You can customize the color that you want for that backlight by just going into the essential mode settings, and I'll show you how to do that. So on the watch itself, you are going to have to activate it by hitting that main button, and that takes you to the menu. And then from here, you're going to kind of scroll through this menu until you get to essential mode. And from here, what you can do is customize like tilt to light up the backlight. You can go down a little further, and here it says backlight color. So I'm going to tap on that. These are all the different colors that you get to choose from for that backlight. So if I wanted it to light up as like a red, and I've selected that, I can go back to my main menu. We're going to let this time out. If you want to save on battery, having that dual screen, you'll notice it pops up. Now, if I lift to wake my wrist, it's now going to have that red backlight as well. So having all those different color options, kind of a unique feature to this particular watch, and definitely something that's kind of cool. If you want to show friends or other people a neat thing about your watch, having that dual display is definitely a cool feature to have. So I want to go through all the different things you can do with this particular watch. You can customize the watch faces by just long pressing down on the screen, and you'll see some of the ones that are provided here. You find one that you like and you just tap on it, and now you have customized the screen. It says allow Tic Companion to access this device's location. Some of the watch faces require accessing your location. It needed that so it could show the weather on the bottom. Others are not going to show you quite as much information, but it's just that easy and quick to choose what watch face you'd like. So as far as customizing the watch faces, you can just go ahead and use any of the ones that are pre-installed on the watch. There's also a couple of different places that you can go to get more customizable watch faces. You can go ahead and download the Mobvoi app. And then you should have gone under device at some point and hooked up your watch when we connected it. Right under here it says watch face center. You can click on that, and that is going to take you into more options for different watch faces that you can install. Now, in addition to the Mobvoi app, you can also go into the Wear OS app. And in the Wear OS app, it also shows that I'm connected to my Pro 3 Ultra. And as you scroll down, it gives you options here for watch faces. You can click on more, and there's a whole bunch of them in here as well. Cyber is actually the one I downloaded that I was just showing you. But you can tap on some of these guys, and they're going to let you know if they have a cost associated with them. I'm just checking to see on my watch. When I tapped on that, it went ahead and updated it on my watch. But in addition to that, and in addition to all of these watch faces, you've got the Google Play Store on your watch, and you can access that by just tapping that top button, finding the Play Store in your list of apps, and then by going to the Play Store, you can see here I downloaded this particular watch face. I can also uninstall it. If I swipe to go back to our main menu, you'll see here recommended for you, featured apps, essential watch apps, music streaming, but then there's a whole watch faces section here. You can see the ratings and get more information by just tapping on these different watch faces. You can also search for a particular watch face that you might find in the Google Play Store that you want to install as well. Because this is running Wear OS, basically any watch faces that are available for the Pro 3 Ultra. So let me show you an overview of the menus on this watch. If you go ahead and tap this top right button, that's going to take you into the main app menu. And it is running Wear OS. Now, it's not running the latest Wear OS 3 that's seen on like the Samsung Galaxy Watch. It's still running Wear OS 2. I think this is like 2.4 or 2.6. If I go into this though, you'll notice that as I'm moving through the menus, everything is nice and smooth. It is a very nice watch to operate. If I go into any of the apps that are on here, they access them very quick and easily. I'll go through more depths of some of these apps here coming up. Right now I just want to show you more of an overview. In addition to that button, so this button down here, if I go ahead and tap that, is set right now as a shortcut to take me right into different exercises. Now you can change these button settings in the settings menu, but that's one way to access your exercises. Anytime you swipe to the right, that's essentially taking you back a menu. And then if you swipe to the left, this takes you to different tiles that I have set up. This is kind of the, I would call it like the Mobvoi today, that's showing active hours and minutes, steps. If I actually tap on that, it's going into my high intensity exercise, showing me that information. If I go back, clicking on steps here, let's see if it shows me more details on those steps. So 5471 out of 10,000 steps for my daily goal today. Exercise 42, I was shooting for 30 minutes, so I'm above that. Active hours, calories, and then my distance that I've traveled for the day. Let's see here, the blue was the exercise, so 42 out of the 30 minutes, so I'm at 139%. These are different tiles that you can set up on the watch. Let's see if I go back into it. So there's this one, things like we have our weather for the day, and it's been raining all day, rainy day. My calendar, I have to pick up my kids in a little bit from school. Anything else, so it's going to give me my BPM as far as my heart rate, and you can see all the different measurements that it's been taking. If I tap on this, again, it's going to give me more of that BPM heart rate information. And at any time, you can take an on-the-fly heart beat. So you'll see here that my BPM right now is 97. So let's talk about workouts on this watch. You can access your workout options by just tapping on this top right button and going into the Tic exercise menu. From here, you get a list of all different exercise options, everything from outdoor run, outdoor walk, indoor run, cycling, freestyle, pool swimming, high intensity interval, rowing machine, elliptical, body mechanics, trail running, yoga, football, basketball, taekwondo, table tennis, badminton, and skating. And then you can actually go into settings here, and then you can customize more things as well. Your exercise goals, weekly exercise goals, turn on lap counting settings, tick motion. There's all sorts of stuff that you can customize your exercises with. Recently, I've been using this to do my outdoor runs, and if you're going to start a run, you just tap on that. It's going to search for the GPS found, and then you can just hit go to start your workout. It's going to go ahead and track everything from your time, pace, speed, distance. It'll use the built-in GPS, so you can go for your runs and workouts without needing to have your phone with you if you are just planning on tracking the GPS route of where you went. This also features offline music, so if you're going to be listening to Spotify or YouTube music, you also can leave your phone at home and still use the built-in offline music while you're working out. When you're done, you can just swipe to the right and then either pause your workout or stop it. And then when you are done, it's going to give you a readout of all of your stats. I'll show you a run I did earlier today. So here's the stats of the outdoor run that I did earlier today in this cold and rainy day here in Wisconsin. But it was good getting out for a run. You can see here my exercise score. The duration of my run, so 23 minutes, and I did a distance of 2.34 miles. It was counting laps for me, even though I wasn't really running on a track. It was also monitoring my blood oxygen level, my calories, pace, my peak pace, my speed, my max speed, steps. It gives you a ton of information, even recording your elevations while I was doing the run, and then doing my heart rate, max heart rate, and then breaking everything down. My warm-up, fat burn, cardio was 23 minutes, and that is my whole workout. That's all the stats right there. You can access all your previous runs and health information in the TicHealth area. So by clicking on this, I can see here my outdoor run. It's also going to show me like my sleep. So I took a nap earlier this morning, and then I had my sleep last night. So it's going to give me all of that information. From what I can tell, it's fairly accurate. with the sleep representation. It shows here that I went to bed at 1:11 a.m. and then woke up at 6. And realistically, I went to bed last night at 11 and woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. So did it take me 2 hours to fall asleep last night? Maybe. But in addition to that, I think it seemed like it was missing part of that beginning portion of the sleep. You can tap on it and it'll give you more details on your sleep, again showing I guess I really didn't fall asleep till 1 o'clock in the morning according to these stats, but again I went to bed at 11. It breaks it down, your sleep stages: awake, REM, light sleep, deep sleep, and then your sleep heart rate, showing you your average, max, minimum, your blood oxygen during sleep. So it gives you a lot of stats, a lot of information. So also under this main TicHealth area, it's showing me everything from calories and miles, 24-hour physical and mental status monitoring. So it's showing my mental fatigue as a 1, refreshed, fully aware, and concentrated. My energy level is a 5. High intensity exercise, so 20 minutes out of 30 minutes today, 20 minutes higher than yesterday. Didn't go for a workout yesterday. Cumulative 20 minutes this week. Shows my heart rate, oxygen saturation from 4 hours ago, and then also shows me activity levels from the week so far. Something else to note with the workout, so if you're going to do something like high intensity interval, you can go into this and go to the HIIT setting, and it gives you all these different exercises to choose from, planks, jumping jacks. So you choose what you want, and then it starts making kind of a list of them up top. So let's say I'm going to do, let's see here, rotary climber, and then I'd like to do some planks, and I can customize what exercises I want as part of this high intensity workout. Go ahead and click OK, and then it's going to just work through all of those that I have chosen as part of that workout. And it does take me a while to make these videos, so if you're appreciating this information about this smartwatch, take a second, smash that like button. It helps out this video, it helps out this channel. I greatly appreciate it, and hey, you're doing something nice for somebody else. If you swipe down from the top of the screen, that's going to take you into your quick settings. You can click the gear to go into more customizable settings. Otherwise, you can put the thing in airplane mode. You can turn sound on or off. You can find your phone, and it's even going to say here, it's about to ring my phone as far as trying to find it. Let's just do a test and see if it's going to do it. Was able to do that. You can add your credit cards to the Google Pay that's on this particular watch. You can also turn on the always on display, and right now I've got the do not disturb mode turned on because I've found that if I don't have that turned on, anytime I get notifications, the watch is going to vibrate, it's going to make noise. You can access your notifications by swiping up from the top of the screen, and you can see, so like different apps are giving me different updates. I like the fact that it displays so much information for notifications on the screen. Other watches I've used give very little information, and this gives you a ton of information. You can tap on it, and then it's going to give you more information. In this case, a statewide tornado drill today. If I wanted more information from this notification, I can open it right on my phone. Tapping that gets right to that specific app or notification on my phone. Things like I installed that watch face from the Google Play Store. It gives me all that information, so the notifications, in my opinion, are very detailed, very easy to read. So you have lots of different health tracking options on the watch. Tic Pulse, which will monitor your heartbeat. Tic Sleep, which monitors all your sleep information. Tic Oxygen, that allows you to take an on-the-fly SpO2 blood oxygen level reading. Tic Zen, which it measures essentially how stressed you are. Tic Breathe, which allows you to do breathing exercises. Tic Hearing, which allows you to monitor how much noise is in the area around you, letting you know potentially if you are in a area that might be hazardous, loud noised area to an atmosphere that you're currently in. You have everything from Tic Care, which will alert others about your current health status. We have your standard apps, alarms, calculators, things like that. You can also find my phone from this. And then there's other fitness information apps on here, such as Google Fit, that will allow you to track your workouts, track your health as well. With access to the Google Play Store, you have the options to download tons and tons of apps for this watch. Many more app options than other apps that are out there on the market, such as Fitbit's or Amazfit's line of smartwatches. You can click on recommended for you, and you can see here things like Samsung Internet Browser, Shazam Music Discovery, iHeartRadio. These are all different great apps that you can download right onto your watch, and most of these are free. Some of these may have a cost. MyFitnessPal Calorie Counter. I've actually done some reviews on this channel of useful Wear OS apps, and you can check those out. I actually did that on the Samsung Galaxy watches, but they are also going to work on this watch as well, and I will leave some links down in the video description if you want to check out some great Wear OS apps that you can install on your watch. But you've got lots of different app options, and these are all able to be installed and then used from your watch to help you be more productive and do fun things on the smartwatch. If you're somebody like me that likes listening to music, I've got Spotify installed on here. You can also install YouTube Music, and you have the abilities to use the watch as a remote if you want to select different music to play, or you can download music right to the watch. I've actually done tutorial videos on how to use Spotify on the Ticwatch series of products, but that allows you to put music on the watch and then leave your phone at home and still have the ability to play some of your favorite tracks of music. Go ahead and download music right to the watch and still have all of those capabilities as far as putting different playlists, favorite artists, and listen to them with Bluetooth headphones connected right to the watch, not even needing your phone. If you're interested in more information on how to do this, I will also leave links to how you can listen to Spotify and go through the controls and get all that working down in this video description. So let's talk about battery life and charging this particular watch. You can use the included charger and just snap it to the back of the watch to charge. Once it's hooked up, you will get a screen like this showing you that it is charging, and it's currently at 94%. So let me talk to you about my experience with the battery of this watch. And I believe this has the same battery in it that the Ticwatch Pro 3 did, but they've done a couple of things. So this features the Snapdragon 4100 processor, but it also features a co-processor, which is supposed to help it with doing different duties with the watch to help it use less battery when you're taxing the battery more. Now, with that being said, it does have its two modes. It's regular mode and then its essential mode. Using regular mode is what I have been using the watch on preferred, and essentially that's going to allow you to click this top button and go into all the different menus and do things like exercises and access all these different apps. You can turn off different features on the watch to extend the battery, such as the 24-hour health monitoring, which by default was turned off. You can go into TicHealth, scroll all the way to the bottom, go into settings there, and that's where you can turn things off, like the pedometer. If you scroll down to the labs, that's where you can enable or disable the 24-hour physical and mental status monitoring. Having this particular setting turned on depletes the battery a lot faster than with it being turned off. Also, what depletes the battery quite a bit is using this for exercises. So I went for a 23-minute run. Let's just say that was going to be a half-hour run. During that run time, that 25 minutes or that 23 minutes, it depleted the power, or it depleted the battery of this watch by 5%. So I would say it's safe to say you're going to deplete the battery if you go for like an hour run, somewhere around 10 to 12% of the battery of this watch for a workout. So if you're going to be doing daily workouts with this and then using other functions like the 24-hour health monitoring of this watch, Mobvoi claims you're going to get around 72 hours of battery life. I was probably getting closer to about 2 days battery life using all those features. Now, if you turn off that 24-hour health monitoring, if you just lightly use the watch, yeah, you probably can get 3 days of use without having to charge the battery. So if you're going to take this with you over the weekend, that's going to be a great option for you. Still going to get much better battery life. Still going to get much better battery life than using something like the Galaxy Watch 4, which I've reviewed, which you basically get about a day's worth of battery out of it. So in addition to that, to charge this up, it takes roughly about 2 hours if you deplete the battery all the way down to about 0. So you can actually extend the battery life up to 45 days on this watch by putting it into essential mode. Now, essential mode, you're going to lose all of these options for the apps, the colorful AMOLED screen and all that. But what it is going to do is it is going to give you this screen that you're seeing now, this LCD screen. So if you just want to see your steps, the time, that information, that's what you're going to see in essential mode. And you can do that by just tapping this upper right button, scrolling through the apps until you see essential mode. And then right here is that button to switch to essential mode. Now at any time when it's got that LCD display, you can just long hold down this top right button again to take it out of essential mode. So maybe you're going to take this watch with you for the weekend and you know that on Saturday, all you want to see is this particular LCD screen. Put it in essential mode. That's going to greatly extend the battery life on this watch. So I love the fact that you've got all the different options to extend the watch battery depending on what activities you're going to be doing with the watch versus just letting it deplete the battery for you. So the Pro 3 Ultra has the built-in microphone and speakers, allowing you to take phone calls and make phone calls right from the watch. Let's do a quick sound check. I'm going to give my wife a call.
Hello?
Hello there.
How's it going?
It's going good. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
I
Sound like you're on speakerphone, but you are, so that's worked.
Well, there you go. I'm calling you from the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra, and I was able to make the call right from the watch, and then I can hear you out of the speaker of the watch, and you sound pretty good. You're a little muffled, but I don't think it's you. I think it's the watch.
Would you like to hear a joke?
Yes.
Why did the football coach go to the bank?
I don't know.
To get his quarterback?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. And with that, I think I'm going to let you go.
Okay, well, it was good chatting with you.
It was good chatting with you. Thanks for letting me test out how the watch sounds.
Sounds good. Take care.
Okay, bye. So you do have the option here where you can go into the phone app, and then you do get a keypad option so you can manually type in the phone number if you just want to dial somebody that's not in your contacts. You also can send and receive text messages to other contacts that you have. As you receive messages as notifications, they're going to pop up, and then you can tap on those to read the message and then even get quick replies, which you can customize and then reply to those messages right from your watch. Now, my understanding is that if you have the watch paired to an iPhone, you are limited to not being able to send or receive any text messages on the watch, and then you are also not going to be able to make any phone calls or receive any phone calls on the watch when it's paired with an iPhone. So the watch also has built-in Google Assistant, so anything you can do using your voice with Google Assistant, you also have that capability. Tell me a joke.
What kind of music do bunnies like best? Hip-hop.
Whew. So not only does it respond with text, but also gives you vocal responses. If you're someone like us that has a smartphone and you have smart lights you want to turn on and off or give other voice commands, you can do all of that using the Google Assistant built in on the watch. So let's talk about my final thoughts with this smartwatch. Lots of pros and not so many cons. A lot of times I think people are asking that question now that there's a Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra. Is it worth making that upgrade from the Ticwatch Pro 3? And I guess you just have to ask yourself, what are some of those things that are important to you? As of the recording of this video, the Pro 3 Ultra is priced at $299 in the US. I'll leave links down in the video description so you can check out current pricing as well. The Ticwatch Pro 3 is now slightly discounted because this guy's come out. But you do get a lot of those upgraded features. It does have a dual Snapdragon 4100 processor unit, making it do things maybe a little bit faster, a little bit smoother than even the Ticwatch Pro 3, helping it also extend some of that battery life. You do get all the capabilities of everything with the Ticwatch Pro 3, but they improved on a lot of functions, like adding that customizable backlight color. So now you get all those different color combinations to choose from. And that is a cool feature, having the dual AMOLED screen and then the LCD screen that pops up, also helping you save battery life. They also improved the heart rate monitor in this Pro 3 Ultra, and it now can detect AFib or irregularities with your heart rate and then give you notifications about that as well. So those are great things, I think, that they've kind of action-packed into this watch. Little things that kind of get under my skin, and these are just personal things to me. I wish the screen wouldn't time out at just 15 seconds. They only give you a maximum timeout of 15 seconds for the screen, and a lot of times when I'm going through the different functions, I wish I had more time to look at the screen. It blacks out before I'm able to do a lot of the different functions I want to do on the watch. Set it, give us options for 30 seconds or even a minute. Give us more time to do stuff on the watch. I also found that the watch vibrates a ton, and it's great getting those notifications. You can put it into do not disturb mode, which is going to turn a lot of those vibrations off. You can also customize by just long pressing down on notifications if you don't want it to vibrate and give you those notifications. But I wish there was just some more customization with those settings to not have it vibrate as much, because there's times when it can be very annoying having it even just silently vibrate without any noise when I'm using the watch in quiet conditions. Overall, I think this is a great valued smartwatch. I think it's definitely ranking right up there with a lot of the other Android smartwatches and other health tracking watches that are out there that are going to give you great health stats and still give you all the performance of an all-around smartwatch with all the different apps that you have available in the Google Play Store. And I think that for my use, this is definitely one of the watches that I'm going to be using quite a bit. So let me know your thoughts, or if you've got questions about the Ticwatch Pro 3 Ultra, I will do my best to answer any questions you have down in the comments section below. And hey, my name's Jeff. I do all sorts of tech review videos like this on this channel. So if you hit that subscribe button, that little notification bell, you'll get notified every time I release new weekly videos. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.